emotionally prepared. I don't know.
Close enough. We'll be fine.
This cabin music sounds more ominous than I actually. Let me
It
pause
sounds
something.
dangerous cabin.
Yeah, it does.
Like, let me just pause the music, and I will.
Cabin of Doom.
Because I want like the campfire, and I want like crickets and stuff. Oh, yeah, that was getting a little like intense. What was I getting at too? Oh, One DnD. So a new playtest came out as the housekeeping thing, and I think I like blathered some. I put it in our group chat, but as a reminder, instead of at natural 20s getting an inspiration, it's changed to getting one with a natural 1, which I like better.
It's sort of what, a consolation prize?
It's like a consolation prize. So even if your life is ruined by getting a natural 1, and it's very disappointing, you at least have something to look forward to in the future the next time you're in.
I'm assuming you can't immediately use the inspiration to undo the 1.
That's going to be my feedback, because that's my assumption, but they don't specify in the rules.
Yeah.
That's my assumption, though. And if they're going to hold on to this rule, it needs to be clarified. So that's going to be my feedback. The other part was rangers get more spells now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, and I think if they keep going this way, I mean, it might be different based off the feedback. Like they might like pull back or something if people are like, no, don't give rangers all the spells; they're too good. But I feel like they're going to do that with paladins too. But I didn't want to just go ahead and leap ahead. And give you cantrips as well, Terel. I'm waiting to see what they post about. Hopefully that will be in the next playtest materials.
Sure.
But if you haven't already, you get 2 cantrips and I've marked, theoretically, if you look at the spells, Kim, I have updated what rangers have access to in spells to try to keep in line with what was posted in 1DnD. Plus, Hunter's Mark has changed. It's no longer concentration based, and you get it automatically. So you also get to pick another level 1 spell.
Cool.
So 2 cantrips and a level 1 spell you can add. And what is the other thing? The other thing is supposedly you get to prepare spells like a cleric now. So it's not just picking spells when you level up. It's every time you take a long rest, you can choose to know different spells. As far as the rangers go, I don't know if they're going to hold on to that one because that seems a little weird. It just seems weird to me. Because it's not because clerics, at least they're getting spells from their gods, so it's like, oh, I'm blessed with this stuff, And I don't really like it as much because wizards have to work really hard to know all the spells that they know, and it's like dumping on wizards, I think, a little bit. Anyway, for now, you could potentially change your spells at a long rest to make them something that you think is going to be relevant in the coming play. Oh, the only other thing, I made a note that because she seems to continue being competent, I gave Belliphauna another level.
Of course, she's not with us right now, is she?
She's not.
Alas.
But I was like, hey, she's been really competent for a level 1 druid. Let's make her a level 2 druid. So she's going to die immediately, of course. But become completely non-functional. But that is the thing. She's a level 2 druid now. Yeah, she'll start rolling like dirt immediately. But last session, yeah, right. Belliphauna, the rest of the caravan, Jomont, none of those people are with you. It's basically the 3 of you and your owlbear. This is the second evening you've been on the road since you left Roosh Fair. The first night during your watch, there was a little bit of an invasion of the camp. You fought off some goblins and a shady guy and some little elementals that attacked the camp overnight. And you discovered some information off the bodies that these guys were related to some plotting, some sneakery going on with the cult of elemental evil in the area. And the cults that have been named are the cult of Black Earth, the Earth cult, and the cult of Eternal Flame, the Fire cult. They seem to be working together. You found a map that specified 4 different towns. Succumber, a town that you're destined to go to anyhow because you have a statue to pick up at the request of the Emerald Enclave. The town of Uluvin, the place that you are in currently. Side Lake, which is a little lakeside village to the north, and Rushfair, the town that you originated from, or that the caravan started from, that is just south of the High Forest. All 4 of those were on this map that you discovered. They all had been circled ominously. And then Uluvin and Succumber had been marked out. So you're like, oh, what does that mean? After reasoning out things and clues, you kind of concluded that they had all been targets of some plot by these cultists. Potentially whatever they had plotted had already taken place in Succumber and Uluvin, and that by taking out the group that you encountered during your night sleepover, that doesn't sound right. Camping out, your time al fresco
Slumber
by the
party.
road, your slumber party, by the road. Yeah, during your slumber party massacre, that you might have prevented whatever was underway from happening in Side Lake and Uluvin. I mean, not Side Lake and Uluvin, Side Lake and Rushfair. There was also this business. You stopped at a crossroads that was very close to Uluvin, and Joe Mont decided that he really wanted to send some people to escort some of the wagons of regular merchant and villager type people that were headed west to Wumford because of all of the brouhaha and fracas and violence that had happened the night before. He wanted to send some soldiers to escort them for their protection and to ease their worried minds. And so after some negotiation, you convinced him to not send his top veteran guy, but some of the underlings instead. And there was a little bit of discouragement about not waiting around in Succumber for these guys to catch up with you. That Lady Belliphauna really only wanted to stay in Succumber long enough to find out what she wanted to find out there, and not for the 5 days that it would take for these soldiers to catch up. And then the last thing was you wanted to check out Uluvin because it had been marked on the map. You wanted to check out, see what things might be going on. But once you reached Uluvin, not only was there what looked like a dead cultist hanging by their neck from a mill just outside of town. The town didn't look to be too hip and happening anyhow. It was dusty and bedraggled. Can a town be bedraggled? A bit of a wreck, a bit weathered. It did not look prosperous. A lot of abandoned buildings. And you were of the mind that, hey, the whole caravan, there's not really a place to put all the livestock. We don't want Terry in these kind of conditions. So you sent the caravan ahead to look for a place for them to camp for the night while you checked out the village proper. Going into Uluvin with your owlbear, strolling into Uluvin with an owlbear, 3 bells rang out from a clock tower or from a tower. Everybody kind of dashed inside, slammed shutters and doors, bolted them. There were some catcalls at you guys telling you to leave. And Terel made kind of a plaintive, imploring speech. Please, we just want to help you. We want to find out what's been going on. What can we do? One door opened, and an old man shuffled out on his porch as the sun was going down and invited you in for dinner. I think he invited you in for dinner. Am I remembering that correctly?
I think that was the last
Yes.
scene we were going in, and then we quit.
Yep.
Is there anything else that I've forgotten? Have I forgotten anything else that happened that might have been important?
Did you mention about the lockbox that Yelena found and the jewelry tools
Oh, I
and
did
stuff?
mention
Right.
that. Yeah, there was some snooping. Oh, that is one thing. Yelena had some flashbacks about her backstory and where she came from, about
Oh yeah, she knows
Westbridge.
Jomont.
And she had encountered Jomont before. And snooping around Jomont's tent, you had the opportunity, and you found tools for jewelry making and a journal related to jewelry design, and then a ring, like a forget-me-not ring, that had a bunch of little teeny hinges on it, and that were movable, and behind them it said things like he loves me not, or she loves me not. I can't remember which one. And then it had like something about I love Betty inscribed on the inside, or Betty loves you. I can't remember which. That's terrible. I think it matters, but hey. Yeah, Betty loves you, I think is the one. You did find that. You also caught like that at one point Belliphauna drugged Jomont to like get him to calm down and
yeah.
go to sleep. And you were all really glad about that. And you also learned that a local delicacy in Parnas was beans and oatmeal. Which nobody wanted to eat except Ragnar. Yeah, so those were things. Oh, and then you discovered that while Jomont was unconscious, you discovered that he had burn scars on one of his arms, which I think Yelena might suspect that that's from fighting fires in Westbridge during the last rise of the cults of elemental evil. Though I don't know if she said that out loud.
What, me saying that out loud?
Yeah, I don't know if
I think we did, because I had to distract him because the wyvern was flying overhead.
Well, I know you talked to him.
Yeah. I thought I made a scene.
You did make a scene.
I was enthusiastic, like trying to like pay attention to me, don't look over there.
I know you from that place.
I know you from that place, yeah.
You did stuff. Yeah. You fought fires. Okay. So everybody could have heard.
I think so.
Okay. So here you are. You're on like the front porch. It's just this thin old man. He's a bit scraggly, wizened, but he's wearing the clothes of a farmer, but it looks relatively neat, and he's holding up a lantern so that he can see out ostensibly into the night. Look at your bright and shining faces. Well, maybe not that bright and shining because it's been a few days since you've had a bath. And there's no baths at Uluvin. I think we established that. And he's invited you to come in to the cabin for dinner. And you accepted, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Fell sure we did, yeah.
And I think he asked you, are you looking for a place to stay for the night?
I can't actually remember if we are intending to stay overnight or just.
So were they gonna? Was the caravan gonna stop a little ways past the town?
Yeah, they were going to keep going until they found a place to stay.
They can't stay, so we've got to sync up with them.
And
I don't know.
As the sun was setting, as you entered Uluvin, you feel like they're not going to go too far. You know, they're not going to keep rolling for 8 hours because it's going to be nighttime. So as the night encroaches, is that encroaches? What's the word?
Encroaches.
Enroaches. That's kind of creepy. Like, it's dark.
Like little roaches.
It's dark, so the roaches come out. Ew. Yuck. I'm totally distracted myself now. Thinking about roaches. So they're not going to go that far, but they could be, an hour or so down the road a ways, a mile or two. You figure that they'll make it before they have to camp.
So, yeah, so we're probably better off. Are we better off just staying here in town the evening and then catching up with them in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, go on. Sorry. I was just going to say that I thought the idea was we'd only come in to try and find out what the hell's going on because of
Yeah.
the unkind
Well-
overwrite on the sign and stuff, and it.
True.
But to get that information, we might have to spend a bit more time at this. So
That's also true.
because nobody likes it.
I guess we could just say we're not sure yet. Can you tell us what happened? What has happened here? Would be.
Well, come inside.
Does he look like he's actually old and feeble, or does he look like he's putting it on? Well, I'm suspicious, but there we go.
Do an insight check.
Okay. Oh.
Based off that insight check, that he looks like an old dude.
Okay.
He's no spring chicken, what you can tell. Now, I will remind you, because I'm remembering this, you did an insight check when you first arrived last session about his attitude. And you did realize from his expression, there was somebody had some insight that there was a little bit more to his smile, to his welcoming expression. Like there was a little bit more going on than was on the surface.
Okay.
So somebody did notice that last session. So I think it's fair to remind you of that. He said, well, you should come in and get comfortable. My wife, Marta, is cooking dinner. It's almost ready. You should get comfortable and join us. We're almost ready to settle down for supper. He steps back into the doorway and kind of brings his lantern in, and it kind of, you see that it's dimly lit inside, but it seems to be a clean, neat cabin, if a bit dark.
Okay. Well, Terel's going to go in. I'm not going to draw my sword or anything, but I am going to make sure I have a good look around and not get comfortable.
The old man, he looks a bit excited that you're taking him up on the offer to come in. And he quickly kind of shuffles over to, there's a table, kind of like a dining table, just simple wood, very basic chairs around it. He sets the lantern down there. He's kind of brushing his hands together, and he's like, oh, it's so nice having guests. And you're in luck. We killed a goose today. Good eating.
Okay. It's like is he getting progressively creepier?
Sounds that way.
Yeah.
Now, you've stepped inside. You have Sprinkles with you. And once Sprinkles gets to the door, she's getting to be a big girl, and the door is not a double, it's a single.
Right.
So she starts trying to come in, and her butt's getting a little bit stuck in the door. And suddenly you see the old man's expression change.
Okay. Does he look scared or worried?
Yeah, he suddenly looks like startled and worried. He's like, oh, what's that you have with you?
This is our companion, but she's obviously not going to fit in. Let me have a word with her. Can I cast? Oh, is there a time on Speak with Animals to actually cast it? It's like 10 minutes, isn't it?
Is it a ritual? What is it?
It's a level 1 spell. Oh no, it lasts for 10 minutes, but it doesn't say it takes me 10 minutes to cast it. All right, cool. So I'm going to cast speak with animals so I can just have a word with Sprinkles?
So
I
you
really need
cast
to think of
Sprinkle
it.
with animals, and again the man, and he makes a little like ooh, magic.
Uh,
Ooh. He's very excited. Yes, you cast speak with animals, and it Sprinkles in the doorway. Can you give me a pull? I'm stuck.
okay, I don't think you're going to be able to come in with the Sprinkles because you're a bit
You just
too.
tug me a little, and my butt will pop.
Are any of us still outside? Or are we all went in and left Sprinkles?
You preceded her.
Okay. Can we climb over her and go out and push her?
That'll
get her in?
That'll probably work. That could work.
I guess we should get permission to do that first.
All right. So look at the old man and just say, "Is it all right if she comes in? If we tell her obviously to sit quietly and she won't hurt you."
Oh, she won't hurt us. It's a she. Is she housebroken?
Is she housebroken?
trained-
Yeah,
we-
we did train it.
Trained
Yes,
to
yes,
be outside, yeah.
yes, she is.
Well, what is your creature again?
She's called Sprinkles.
If your Sprinkles is well mannered, she's more than welcome to come to dinner.
Okay.
Stay, be our guest.
So I'm going to turn back to Sprinkles and say, "Look, you're a bit scary for people who've never met you, and so I need you. If we can manage to get you in, you need to be quiet, and don't scare these nice people, and maybe just sit by the fire, and we'll get some food for you. Is that okay?"
I will try.
Okay.
Something smells good, or something smells different. I want to check it out. Can I check it out?
No, we will bring you some to try.
Okay.
But if you go check it out, you will probably scare the person who's making the food.
Well, it smells really interesting.
Interesting.
Especially in the back. Like kitchen? It's a kitchen? Do they have a kitchen here? I like the kitchen.
Yes, but you probably shouldn't go in the kitchen.
Okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because if not, I'm going to have to ask you to stay outside because I don't want you to scare these
point,
people.
the old man pops in. He says, and if you aren't sure if your Sprinkles is well mannered, we do have the yard. Though the geese are in one yard, the other yard is smaller, your Sprinkles would be all alone.
I don't know if I want to leave her outside or not. But then I don't know if I want to bring her in because
if you would be uncomfortable with her being out front, we certainly don't want her coming to any harm. That would be rude of us to leave your Sprinkles out to the wilds of Uluvin.
Oh God, I don't know what to do. Oh, let's pop her in and hope that she behaves herself.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So what we scramble over top of her.
Scramble, scooch in between her legs.
You're brave.
Gets a bit fluffy and hairy down there. But you wriggle through, and with your so strong arms, Kai.
Yeah, my noodle strength.
Yes, with your noodle strength, you give a big shove to her backside, and she pops through the door. And she kind of like lands off center, and there's a flurry of wings and feathers, and a little bit of hooting. But she's inside, and she wriggles a little bit and circles, and she looks around, and you see her kind of look off to towards the back. There seems to be a hallway, or there's two hallways leading off of this room. one to the south and one to the east. And she seems really interested. And you see her like be kind of like wiggle, and she seems to be sniffing. And you also see her kind of like then flip around to kind of circle halfway and then look up. There's some stairs just to the right as you come in the door, the front door of this cabin. And it leads up to, I want to say trapdoor, but it's not like not a trap, like an attic. An
Loft door.
attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pull down.
Yeah.
And she looks over there and she's like, ooh, something smells good up there too.
What does it smell of?
And you see her wiggle her butt. And she sees there's also a fire against the western wall. And she's like, ooh, that looks cozy. I'll sit there. I'll take a nap. I'll behave myself. I'm supposed to behave, right? Is that what you wanted me to do?
Yes, please.
Okay, don't go to the kitchen. Don't be bad.
You go sit by the fire and get yourself cozy.
Okay, I will sit by the fire and I will get myself cozy. And Sprinkles runs up to the fire and she circles like a dog and then settles down. She's like, I'm
Okay.
so good.
Okay. I'm going to
The old man claps his hands together. So that's something you don't see every day. I'll be able to tell. Well, Marta, I'll have to tell Marta. She won't believe her eyes. Oh, where are my manners? I have not introduced myself. I am Ezekiel Boumbeths. My friends call me Zeke. Oh, it's exciting having people for dinner. You must excuse me.
Okay, so I'm paranoid. So having people for dinner.
Yes, exactly what I thought.
That's the way our brains are going there.
We invite our neighbors, but they are not very polite. They never come, rarely ever come for dinner, and so then we have to invite all the random people who come through, traveling through town, who are seeking shelter, and every once in a while we have company. Oh, I miss company. Things were so much more exciting here when the children were here.
Can you tell us what happened to the village?
Oh, what happened to the village? Well, my wife Marta and I, we keep to ourselves mostly. I mean, we just try to invite people to dinner and talks, but people don't talk very much, do they? Not here anymore.
And why is that?
Well, lots of people have left the town, so there aren't as many located here. And those that are here aren't of very kind disposition, friendly. I suppose there was several years past there was trouble with giants, and they stormed the town. They did a great deal of vandalism and killed some people. They tore down the inn, and I don't suppose the village ever really recovered from that. No,
Okay.
no.
Well, that kind of makes sense then, doesn't it? If everyone's like either run off scared or was killed.
Yes, many people continue to depart Uluvin for more prosperous climes. We don't have much here. Marta and I, we have our geese. We raise geese. And then we forage for the other things, sometimes barter for what we need. You look around this room. It's a wooden cabin except for the stone fireplaces, and everything looks quite simple. It's a little bit dingy, but it looks like someone has made an effort to keep it neat. But there's very little decorating the place. Like I said before, there's 2 hallways leading off, one to the east, one to the south. And if you peer down the southern hallway, you can see in the distance the back of a woman in a room some, I don't know, what's a good distance? 50, 60 feet to the south of you, seems to be working in another room. And you hear like a very, very, very soft humming as she works.
Can
And
anyone think of what else to ask him?
he encourages you to take a seat at the table. There's 6 chairs, and you notice that there are more than 2 places already set. Like each seat at the table already has the place set.
So all 6 places are set.
Yes. Zeke sits down and he says, "Oh goodness, what am I thinking?" And he stands up again. He says, "Please, please, please, you take a seat. Take a seat. I shouldn't be I shouldn't be precipitous about this. It's rude of me to just take a chair when you're the guests.
No, it's your home. It's your home. We'll sit anywhere.
Oh, that is gracious of you. I introduced myself. What are your names?"
I'm Terel.
Terel.
Yelena.
Yelena.
Oh, this dude is creepy.
Just getting creepier and creepier.
And you,
Kai.
Skinny
Skinny
Kai.
guy, Kai.
Kai.
Should we ask him if they were expecting somebody for dinner? If the table's already set.
I mean, we could.
Ask him if make sure we're not interrupting anything that they had planned.
He picks up conversation from what you were asking him before, and he's kind of musing to himself. Oh, yes, Terel, Yelena, Kai. People leave here all the time. Well, boy, in the past 10 days, the widow Hella moved on. At her age. and the Potter set out with her family to try their luck at that. There's a new artisan colony in Zelbros. Yes, people leave Uluvin all the time. You to take a seat. Can I get you something to drink?
Just water will be fine, thank you.
There's a water barrel to the side of the fireplace, and he goes over there with like cups from the table and scoops out water with a ladle and brings it back to you.
I'm going to fish like I'm going to assume I've got some gear on me, so like a wooden bowl or something, and just put some water in that and take it over for sprinkles.
By this time, the spell has worn off, so she just makes a little grhoot of happiness and just slobbers the water dish. There's little drips on there's little puddles on the floor where her tongue and her enthusiasm has taken its toll, and you see the old man he seems to cringe a little bit at the mess on the floor, but he doesn't say anything.
I'll whip out a cloth and just get the worst of it.
And with you wiping it up, his expression relaxes.
Okay. All right, so he's a clean freak.
You hear movement from the south. Oh, and I should mention one other thing. There is, in addition to the settings on the table, there is one large wooden salad bowl, and there is a mixture of greens, and it looks like blackberries already on the table. Salad!
Well, at least it's not beans and oatmeal.
That's true.
And then you hear like some movement coming from the southern hallway, and if you look down that way, you see an elderly woman with a platter. And her face, she's also quite frail and wizened like the old man. Her posture's a little stooped. She has a platter in front of her with a roast.
I stand up to help her.
Hello, young people, for dinner. Welcome, welcome. Seek, you should have told me. I hope we have enough. There's always more in the back. Hello, I'm Marta. Who are you? Please introduce yourselves. Are you staying? Are you staying for dinner? Are you staying? Do you need a room? We don't have much, but we have the guest room. Oh, what is that? She's noticed Sprinkle. It's a big feathered furry thing. It's a bird or a bear.
Well, she's kind of both.
Yeah, kind of close.
A bird bear?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen such a thing.
This is our companion, Sprinkles.
In our house, Seek. In our house. He said, oh, yes, mother. Yes. It's a Sprinkles. That's what they call it. It's a Sprinkles. A Sprinkles? I've never heard of a Sprinkles. What a creature. So they're quiet. There's a bit of a tizzy, a little wee, as the couple remark to each other over the sprinkles. And she sets down the platter on the table, and it seems to be just a roast breast, crispy skin on the outside, a few trimmings on the side, and she sets it beside the wooden bowl of salad. I swear, it's warm. It's going to get cold. It's going to get cold. Oh, please sit down. Please sit down. Have dinner with us. Have dinner. You are staying for dinner, right?
Yep.
Well, your husband very kindly invited us, so thank you.
What brings you to our humble home?
I was going to say you were the only ones that opened your door, but
I mean, it's true.
Did you need lodgings for the night?
Do we want to stay with these people? Do we think they're safe?
Not sure. We'll just sort of say something, I guess, to the fact of, well, we're sort of, to be honest, the town didn't look like what we expected it to, and we were with a caravan that's actually got a different destination. So we decided, concern of what's going on with the city looking a little bit rough. We just sort of scouted ahead, and
a caravan, a whole caravan of people here.
Well, they're past.
They died.
Past.
They died.
They've gone past.
Oh.
They've walked. They're walking.
Father, this is like that trouble yesterday. People dying. Oh.
What was that? Who died?
Oh, there was a ruckus. Oh, are you going to sit down? The dinner's getting cold. We can talk over dinner.
Okay.
So
I guess we sit.
We sit.
They wait for you to take chairs, and you notice that the place settings, for it to be such a humble home, there's been a lot of care taken in the place settings, in that it's kind of like got the, oh my gosh, my vocabulary brain, my old brain is taking its toll. The charger underneath a plate, and there's like a separate salad plate in addition to like an entree plate, and then there's more than one fork and
So like a
the
formal
knife is spoon.
dinner type
So
setup.
it's a bit of a former, even though the implements are still like wooden or very simple metal. They have gone to the trouble of a more formal place setting, despite it being simple implements. And as you sit down, Marta kind of titters and she's like, Father, will you carve? And he's, oh, yeah, yes, I'll carve, Mother, yes, I'll carve. And he pulls out kind of like a little bit long, slightly wicked looking carving knife, and the tine fork, basically from his pockets, and starts carving this breast, and making little slices and doing up plates, and asking everyone to pass their plates forward for some goose. You notice that it is medium rare to rare. It's still a little bit bloody. And they're slicing up. And he, well, tell me, let me share a map. Share a map, and you tell me where you are on the table. Did I share? I think I shared.
Oh, I shared some of it. It's very large.
It's large and it's got, I see 2 question marks. Oh, there we go.
It's loading.
It is.
It's a really big table. Okay.
All right, I'm moving. So here's the dude. He's at one. They're at either end of the table.
And that's the fireplace to the south, yeah, where Sprinkles is.
Yeah, and Sprinkles is here sleeping. Oh, she's so big. She's taking up a lot of room in front of the fireplace. Oh, wait, is that a fireplace? That's not a fireplace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wondered if the south one was.
She's a little bit to the side. I'm putting her to the side because there's not quite enough room with the stool there. I was treating this shelf on the side as the fireplace.
Okay. And we came in through the north.
You came in through the north. She kind of Sprinkles is kind of squeezed in between. There are a couple support pillars in this room. Those are like the 3 little square items on the map. And Sprinkles is kind of squeezed in between one of these support pillars and the side of the fireplace. But she's getting some of that radiant heat.
Okay.
But you do see one of the pillars is indenting a little bit in her butt where she's curled up and settled. You see her at one point, she's kind of sniffling and interested in the meat, and she makes a little kind of grr sound. But she, sees that you guys are sitting at the table, and she settles down.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the seat to the southeast, so closest to her, and just pass her some meat.
Okay. You guys are very big compared to the little square. And where is Yelena and Kai? Where are you guys?
I'll sit next to the lady on the other side, I guess.
And I'll sit next to Terel on the same side Terel's on. I don't want to sit next to that fellow, he's creepy.
Here, I'm going to do this so you guys, so everybody's not overlapping totally. Right. But it just gives me a general idea. So there's one seat next to the guy that is empty, and he kind of looks at that, and then he looks at Yelena and brushes it off. He takes your plate first, Terel, and he slices off some meat, gives it to you. You sneak some to Sprinkles. Do you just do it openly?
No. Just gonna like sneak it into my hand and then pass it back to her.
Okay, do a sleight of hand.
Okay. Ooh, better.
All right, you rolled a 14,
Oh no.
but Zeke rolled an 18. So he notices you sneaking a little bit to the owlbear, and you see there's a little bit of a frown to his eyes over that, but
Okay.
he still has his expression. You hand this meat to Sprinkles, and she looks at it, and she gives you kind of like an expression like, "Are you sure? Like, am I
Oh.
allowed?"
Okay. But not that she thinks it smells funny.
She's we'll do an insight check. She seems to be asking you for reassurance that she's supposed to eat it. And you, with a 15, you think, well, she's looking like for like you to double down on permission to eat it, but she also seems like there is something that she thinks something's
off.
giving her pause. Like, this isn't like the mystic chicken wings around the campfire. Like, when you were around the campfire last night and Lord Jomont shoved one of those mystical chicken wings her way around the campfire, she didn't have a second thought about it. She just gobbled it down, nom nom nom. She didn't think anything about like nom nom nomming down on the goblins either. But
Can I
something about this is giving her pause.
All right. Can I do a medicine check on the meat? See if I can detect anything a bit odd about it.
Medicine or nature? I think nature. Well, medicine will tell you. I'm not sure if medicine will tell you what you want to know.
I was just wondering if I could tell if it was like poisoned or something like that, but I don't know.
Okay, do a medicine check.
Okay. Oh, I know. Stuff all.
Naturally, well, you do get an inspiration, so you should have 2 now. Let me add you another one.
So does that mean I can roll again?
You can use an inspiration to roll again if you want to.
I would like to do that, so don't bother giving me one.
You already had one, so yeah.
Oh, screw it.
And yeah, that's what I call doing a Kai.
Yeah.
When you use your inspiration towards a roll, and the second roll is not any better, really. Yeah, I mean, you pick out. It does look like maybe it's a breast of meat that they're cutting from.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
Maybe it's a little bit rare for bird meat. Maybe.
Does it look like bird meat?
You're not quite sure. Do a nature check or a survival check.
Let's see.
Oh, now I roll better.
Do you want me to do one too? Just a.
You can.
Yeah.
Nice. Dirty 20.
Oh, lovely.
Does that mean I get an inspiration? I rolled a 1.
You do get an inspiration. Wow, look at you guys taking advantage of the new rules. Wow, how smart of you. Okay, you have an inspiration now for the future.
Super. Yeah, for me to waste.
Kai's like, I've got no proficiency. Also, oh, you have. You got a +4 though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. It's like I'm gonna roll for everything in case I get a 1.
I can tell from the tone of your voice, Rachel, you really enjoy rolling poorly.
Yeah.
It's the best for you. So both Yelena and Terel, because of Sprinkle's reaction and being extra needy for reassurance about this meat, You look at it and you think, okay, this is like a breast meat, but you start thinking, if this is from a goose, why didn't they just serve the whole goose? And you're thinking because of the size, that must have been one huge honkin' goose. So you have your doubts about, something seems a little bit shady about the origins of this meat. It's not sitting completely right with you.
You don't think it's an owlbear breast, do you?
Oh,
If it's
God.
big.
Don't say that. That's even worse.
Do we hear geese? Geese make noise, right? They made it sound like they had a bunch of geese in the.
Geese do make noise. Do you want to try to listen extra hard for geese?
Yeah.
All right, make perception checks. I said there was going to be very little rolling in here. I'm making all over the place. Terel rolled a natty 20.
20.
Well, out come the moonshot cherries. All of you, actually, do hear there is actually there is a significant amount of goose sounds. They're coming from the south, from the place where you could spot Marta before, ostensibly the kitchen area. Beyond there. And you recall that Zeke did say that there was a yard out back and that one of them had the geese in it. Oh, moonshine cherries. God, that tastes, it tastes extra medicinal today. I don't know why. Wow. Wow. Okay. Extra moonshiny. Okay. But you definitely hear the sounds of geese, and the geese sound agitated. Terel, because you rolled a natural 20, you also hear a creaking sound coming from the attic of floorboards creaking. You notice it kind of you startle and it kind of makes you look over your shoulder and you're like, did I hear something? Like, is there something up there?
Can I make it obvious that I'm looking up as if I've heard a noise upstairs?
Yeah. Zeke sees you looking up. He's like, oh, this old house. Oh, the wind you can hear makes the whole thing creak.
But it sounded like footsteps to me, yeah?
Footsteps, you say?
Hmm.
Oh, could it be Marta? Do you think we have a ghost? Oh, Zeke, I hope we don't have a ghost. That would be scary, even though it might be the children. That would be scary to have a ghost. I hope not, Father. I hope not.
I'm not saying this out loud, but my instant thought is, does that mean the children are dead?
You're not saying it out loud, but you're thinking?
No, I'm thinking it. She did just say, even if it was the children.
Yes, she did.
I'm going to drop the duck back onto my plate and say, I'm actually vegetarian.
Oh! Both the couple looks startled, and they exchange looks, and Zeke is, you don't want any meat?
No, I thought Sprinkles would like it, but it seems that she's not very hungry either. So, but thank you. I'll just pick up my cup of water and sip of it.
Oh, what about you, Elena? Would you like some meat?
Oh,
I've already carved so much. Marta, I don't want it to go to waste, Father. I can't let it go to waste.
So it's Goose, yeah? Goose meat?
She's
Is it?
passing her plate over. It's from the breast. Yes, it's from the breast.
The breast of a goose, is it? A goose?
It's breast meat. Yes, it's
But
breast
what
meat.
beast? What beast?
It
did
was
it
a
come from?
goose. It was a
Right.
goose.
It was
Yes.
a goose, was
So-
it? It was a very big one.
Yes. We raised
Oh.
them quite plump.
Alright,
We
I'll
raised them quite plump. Yes, our goose, our geese. Oh, they're so
Oh.
feisty. Yes,
I'll risk it.
it was a goose before it died. Yes, it was.
Mm. Okay. I'll pass my plate over.
So he hands you some of the slices that he had already carved off. Yelena, what about you?
So there's salad there?
Yeah. And Marta, she's doling out the salad to anyone who would like some.
Oh, I would love some salad.
It's a simple, like, they have foraged greens in the wild, so it's like a combination of lettuces and sprouts, and there's seems to be blackberries.
Okay, I would like to do a nature check to make sure those aren't poisonous.
Sure. Well, actually, do a survival check to check for poison.
Come on.
And actually, you should have advantage but that 13 is enough.
Okay.
Since you're specifically checking for poison, what with your poison, you're proficient with the poisoner's kit and your poison interests.
Mhm.
But you see nothing that's poisonous
Okay.
in this collection. It all looks edible.
Excellent.
You recognize all of the greens as being things that you have foraged yourself for meals on the road, and the blackberries look fabulously delicious.
Okay, I'm
Just towards
watching
the end of the
Yelena.
season. Just towards the end of the season, so it's probably your last chance to have blackberries for some time.
So I say thank you for the salad, and I guess I pop a berry in my mouth or whatever the polite thing to do is.
Do you?
With fork or with fingers.
Okay, so you use your fork rather
Yes.
than using your hand.
Hmm.
And Marta will dole out a portion to anybody who shows interest in having salad.
Well, seeing that Yelena's taken some, I will pass my plate over.
And I just look at both of them and just sort of nod. Salad's fine.
Yeah, I'll have some as well.
So Kai, you have some of your goose with your meat with your salad. Marta also takes some of the meat, and they start chowing down. Oh, and there's napkins as well. So they put their napkins in their laps.
Kai tucks his down his collar.
Oh, the napkin.
Okay. Alrighty. And Marta squints a little bit at that, but she gets back to her food. And Zeke pauses after eating. Pauses his eating because he doesn't want to talk with his mouth full. And he goes, "Oh, I apologize. I got so distracted. Oh, the thoughts of a ghost and whatnot. What was our conversation about? Could you? Oh, this old brain. What were we? You had questions, didn't you? What brings you this way?"
We're just passing through on our way to onto a job.
A job? What kind of work do you do?
I'm gonna sort of like shift the sword on my back.
Oh, you're a sword for hire.
Yeah, sometimes.
Marta pauses her eating. She doesn't want to talk with her mouth full either, and she says, "Dear, see, they were asking. I think we mentioned there was a ruckus, and they are asking about the ruckus." And she goes, "Oh, the ruckus. Yes, there was a ruckus the night before last. Yes, ruckus.
So what happened?
Oh, well, we stayed home a lot, so we didn't see much of it. But from the talk, a few homes were damaged and a few people were injured.
By who?
The neighbors claimed living rocks were responsible.
Looks
Marta,
at Yelena and Kai.
Marta titters and she's like, "We'll take their word for it. We don't like to gossip. It's rather rude, but that's all people were talking about. Were living rocks, just smashing up places."
Wow, that's
Yeah.
odd.
Yes, mother. Yes, living rocks, whatever. They're living rocks nowadays. Oh. The next day, there was a crowd of villagers. They ganged up on Tonquin Battersby the miller. Yes, they just went for him. Hell for leather. Just a crowd of angry villagers ganging up on him. It seemed quite unfair.
You don't know why they wanted to attack him?
Well, they said that the living rocks, bore a mark that matched a tattoo that Tonquin's girlfriend Susie said he had. So they seem to think that Tonquin was involved in the damage. I don't know, she says. Perhaps he did something uncouth, maybe got involved with the wrong people. But to string him up, I heard they strung him up by his own mill.
Would that have been one of the bodies we passed on the way in then, or?
That could be the body that you passed on the way in. He did have a tattoo you saw of the the Black Earth cult.
Yeah.
Underneath his shirt, and the shirt was open just enough where it could be spotted. Like it's potential someone had checked. And he had a mask, which Yelena at least recognizes being the style that she'd seen cultists wear before. That they left on the body.
Okay.
Marta's still she's still disturbed by this whole story. I don't think these people don't think ahead. Who will mill our grain now? Nobody. They killed him. People get so cranky in Uluvin when they are hungry. And how are they going to eat if they kill the people who make the flour? That shows no kindness or consideration. And Zeke seems to agree with me. Like, no kindness or consideration, mother. No kindness or consideration. They won't even talk about the weather. No, they won't even talk about the weather, father. Not even about the weather. It's an awfully warm fall, isn't it? She asks you. Shifting to the weather.
Oh God. Yes, it is quite warm at the moment. Can I cast Divine Sense without them knowing about it?
I think you can, because if you use your paladin ability, I'd have to look at the spell if you want to do the spell to see if that differs. Wait, you're using your paladin ability. You're not using the spell Detect Good and Evil.
Yeah, I've got that as a skill, haven't I? Is it a skill ability?
It's just a paladin thing. That I would say you can just do without anyone noticing. It's part of your paladin senses.
Okay. Yes. So it says, as an action, you can open your awareness to detect forces of strong evil, celestial, fiend, or undead.
So your senses do not detect any celestial fiends or undead near you. So
right. Okay. Really giving me the creeps.
There's at least no ghost in the attic that you can detect.
Oh, okay. So I still think there's someone been walking around up there. Sorry,
I'm coughing.
I guess I'm gonna I'm going to try and steer the conversation back to their children. Because they've mentioned the kids, and then she's mentioned that, well, she's implied that they're dead. So
So what do you ask?
I'm just going to say, so where are your children? And surely you've got grandchildren and maybe even great-grandchildren.
Their faces are a bit stark at this question.
Uh-oh.
Just, oh goodness.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. If I didn't mean to raise any bad memories. If something, you mentioned your children earlier. I thought maybe they'd gone on to a different village or.
Oh, the children of this house passed. Not in the camping elsewhere sense, but in the deceased sense.
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Yes. It happened this spring. It's still very fresh in our hearts. And Zeke's like,
What happened?
yes, still very, very fresh, very fresh.
What happened?
Life is so terrible in Uluvin. I mean, we try to get through the day, taking care of our geese, foraging for food. But now it just took its toll on them.
What, the geese and the foraging?
Oh, a hard life. They just, wasted away in the night. Yes, wasted away in the night.
Huh?
That sounds dodgy. What?
Kind
Yeah.
sort of like looking at Yelena and Terel. I'm not sure.
This chorus of
Some frantic head bobbing
Wait,
as if to say, quick,
so
let's go.
are you like openly like being like, or are you like trying to remotely
That's-
be discreet about this?
I think we'll try to be discreet, I suppose.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Everybody make
discreet.
stealth checks to see how discreet you are in your eye signals and your expressions.
Well, shoot.
Oh well.
Not very.
Listen,
That armor moves around, makes some clanking noises when you roll your
I'm
eyes.
going to roll for it, so I won't use passive. Well, I won't use passive perception because if I use passive perception, you would all fail. But I'll roll just in case. Oh, see, I rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I rolled a 4, but still. Oh wait, I rolled a 4. So meets beats. So that means that Zeke does notice that Terel's making a bit of a face. Notices Terel's expressions of being a bit wary, and frowny. Describe your expression exactly, Terel, about this? The looks that you're sending Yelena and Kai.
There's definite like vigorous frowning and like sort of nodding of head as if to say we need to get out of here. I don't trust them, but I don't want to just like I don't know.
That is okay. So I'm just going to say to them, "That's. I mean, is that magic? Is that what do you think happened?"
Oh, well, there's one rumor in the village. We don't like to gossip. Marta interjects. Gossip is so rude. We wouldn't deign to gossip, but what other people say. Some people might say that the village is cursed. There is a hag who lives in the moor. Yeah, some would say that the hag has cursed the village.
Would she have a reason to curse the village?
Well, Nanny Say Sorry doesn't like rude people.
And you've all been rude to her. Yeah.
People of Uluvin aren't that nice.
We
They
know
weren't
this.
very nice to you, were they?
No.
No, but that seems like there's some sort of trauma behind that, maybe? I think that's what we're curious about.
I would
So
know.
lots of is it all different things have sort of culminated into general oddness here, for lack of a better word.
So, are you asking this? What exactly are you asking?
Okay, let me just.
Why
It
is
just
it
seems
so
like, well, it
odd?
seems like the place is cursed. There's some children have withered away in the middle of the night. Obviously, the flying rocks, so that elemental rock cult is involved in this.
Yeah. Okay, so you can totally conclude that Uluvin had, like, the night before last, had an attack on the town from the little rocklings, similar to what happened to your camp.
Uluvan's Mercury is in Gatorade.
Yeah. So that's something you're like, okay, we can tick that off. Okay, that's a thing. So maybe that's what the check mark means, is rocklings have attacked. All right, check.
Right,
That's one thing.
check mark.
You know that, and sometime in the past, giants razed the village or attacked and ruined a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
So check mark. They said that people have left and it's never recovered. They said that the children of the house died and wasted away overnight. And they said that some people think the village is cursed by a hag named Nanny. Did I say what the name was?
Yeah,
Something-
Right.
Oh, it's one of those names you say it and it's immediately gone out of your
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was
exactly.
Nanny Says Sorry or something like
Nanny
that.
Say-
Say
yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Say sorry.
Nanny Say Sorry, who lives in the High Moor, has cursed this village because she doesn't like rudeness. I mean, that's the sum total of what she said. Now, which part of it are you questioning, or?
I guess
Because it
So-
does sound like a lot. I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, maybe the place really is just cursed.
yeah. I mean, as you observe, people weren't exactly welcoming to you when you showed up with your owlbear.
Right, and I just assumed that was from a trauma of some bad people having come through and really traumatized. But maybe maybe it is just sort of a general crappy place.
There was that
Mm.
couple of teenagers or the young people alongside the road who tried to grift or beg some money off of you guys just for eating grass by the public road.
Oh yeah, you
Like
reckon
you're
that we ought
you're
to-
made of money. Like you're made of money. It's a public road.
Yeah, I remember.
So there are a few things that say, okay, maybe people aren't that neighborly here, definitely, but yeah, you can't really tell based off of what you've experienced whether this is a chicken or egg kind of thing. Like, are they just naturally not friendly, or are they not friendly because of this other stuff that they've said has happened? Are they not friendly for some other reason? You're scratching your head because you really don't have anything to go off of. But it could very well be a combination of all of the above, because it does sound like there are several potential trials and tribulations that have affected this basic frontier town.
Can I ask, have you ever thought of leaving Uluvin?
Leaving Uluvin? The woman said, "At our age? That sounds like work for young people. I don't know how the widow Hella, I don't know what she thinks she's doing moving on at her age." "Oh yes, at her age. I don't think people at our age move on."
But obviously, this village is like, I mean, like you said, they've attacked the miller. You've got no one to make bread for you now. People, don't seem to be coming in and moving back into the village. It's, would you be better off somewhere else where you've got everything to keep you comfortable and stuff?
Yeah, you could enjoy you know, have a nice life, you know.
Well, our
Somewhere else.
life. You're saying our life isn't nice at all. We have Goose. I know you don't like it. And she looks at Terel and she looks at Yelena. You don't like the goose, but we like our goose, and we have a nice salad. And this is our home. Ah, this is where we live. And then Zeke says, well, I'm sure if no one was left at the town, we would move on. We don't want to be too alone, Mother. Oh, I guess we don't want to be too alone, Father. You're right.
Okay.
This is just eccentric.
Make another perception check.
Okay.
Mine just rolled off of the board for some reason.
It's too good.
It wasn't good. That's a little better.
All right. You all notice that Sprinkles has not eaten her meat. And Yelena, you think you hear another creak coming from the attic way. And you also hear again, the geese still sound very agitated in the distance.
Is there a window we can look out of?
There are windows, but they're very, very high dormer windows. And when you look at these, they're clean. But beyond the windows that you see, there is that briar hedge of like wicker sticks and thorns that creates a fence, the fence around the yard of this cabin that you noticed when you were outside. Which I don't think I mentioned this session, but I do remember mentioning last session. So, to reiterate, it wasn't a normal fence around this house.
Oh, yeah.
Can we say your geese sound a bit agitated? Are they all right? Is there something outside that's annoying them, like a fox or something? Do you think we should go check on them?
Are you asking out loud?
Yes.
The geese are they're very, very bold geese. Lots of attitude on our geese. That's why they're so tasty. It adds to the meat.
Can we go look at them? Just to see?
Would you like a tour of our humble home?
Yes.
Are you asking?
Yes.
Oh.
Please.
Well, if you're finished with your dinner.
Think so.
Yes, the salad was lovely. Thank you.
I offered to help clear plates. Is there like a kitchen sink with a window over it I can sort of peek out again?
Oh, you can help me carry the plates back to the kitchen, I suppose.
Yes.
I'll show you the geese. Yes.
So are the geese off the kitchen then? Shall we all follow?
Right. Okay. Father, will you help me? Yes, with the dishes, help our guest. We don't want to put it all on them. That would be impolite. Yes.
Right. So is he
No,
coming as well?
So he's kind of taking up the rear, and she's taking up the front.
Are we taking Sprinkles with us or leaving her by the fire?
Well, I kind of want to leave her. Do I want to leave her there? What if there's someone up in the attic?
Sprinkles could fit in these hallways, though. Any place where there is a door frame, it's going to be another squeeze where she needs somebody behind her to push her through.
All right. So yeah, I knew I should have mentioned this a few sessions ago. I kind of want to have worked out some basic commands with her, so I don't have to cast Speak with Animals. I just wanted to stay where she is, but be on guard.
Okay. I think you have enough because she was looking at you earlier for reassurance about whether or not to eat the meat and stuff, and you never really said it's okay. you guys started questioning instead. So she kind of took that as a signal. So I'll say there's enough of a rapport between you guys that if you just kind of like motion and be like, stay, she listens to you. After all, she grew up with Johanna, and you don't know if Johanna has speak with animals per se. So she's used to listening to somebody who speaks common, talking, having rampant conversations with her. So she knows some stuff.
Right. Okay. I need to make a note of that for like sort of like between sessions as well, or try and work on some sort of
specific signals for like stay, heal,
guard, attack.
On your way past, point at your eyeballs and just wave your arm around, see if she gets that you want her to just keep her eyes open, sort of thing.
Okay. You mean do that?
Yeah.
That we're doing hand signals that no one can see you.
All right. So Marta will lead you, along with your arms filled with plates, down the southern hallway. And there's like this door that's open. It's because I can't remember how to like rotate. I don't think I have the turn arrow on. That's basically a closed door. As you head south, I think I stopped pushing to talk. As you head south, there are doors to the east and west side of the hallway that are closed at this time. But it's an open doorway leading into the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember how this works without opening up the map. I figured it out at one point and then I promptly forgot.
Well, do you think we should have a little adventurers break?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
This is a good time for a little adventurous break.
Before we get stuck into the kitchen.
And murdered.
Yeah, and then fed to the next lot of people.
Exactly.
Honestly, I was waiting for them to turn into fucking vampires and attack us. So
exactly.
You know, that's why I did the.
Right, back in 10 then, yeah.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie.
Well, everyone's not back yet, but I'll say that there was 2 hallways leading off of this room, of the like dining den area, living area where you were eating. And the first hallway you're going to take is to the south toward the kitchen, but there was also that other hallway leading to the east. And you see there's several doors off of that hallway. And one of them is at the end of the hall.
Okay.
And I guess there is one other door in this room. It's not off of that hallway per se. A door to the east.
Is that what I can see, like the empty space above the hallway itself?
Yeah, that's the hallway that you can see down.
Hang on. I can see that.
Yeah.
I've got there's a gap there. So that's a door rather than the hall?
There. I've uncovered the door a little bit more.
Because that's the hall, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the hall. Oh, that's such a nice drawing.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can see that is a door. What you've got, a little door, and then a hallway, and that hallway ends in a door. But there's also another door off of that hallway, and then to the south there are 2 more doors. Off of the hallway to the south, and then the kitchen. It's an open doorway leading to the kitchen, and you can see something that kind of looks like a stove apparatus in the opposite end of the hall in that kitchen area that you're headed towards. But I'll stop talking because not everybody is necessarily back yet.
I'm here.
Is everyone back? I think we might be less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to pee and get a beer, so.
If everyone is physically, if not emotionally prepared, we'll go ahead and continue.
Okay.
Leaving your owlbear behind, the couple starts leading you kind of in a tour of the house. Marta is in the front, the old woman. You're following behind her with a bunch of plates. Zeke has one of the plates, and he's taking up the rear. As he begins to, as you start heading south, he seems to trip up and he drops a plate. And it makes a clatter. There's no harm, no foul because there's a wooden plate, so nothing's broken. So he kind of like makes a sound of like, dismay. I hate it when I'm so clumsy. And he scoops whatever, might have spilled back into the plate, what's left behind. Oh, and one other question. Kai, you took me. Did you eat meat?
Well,
Or did you leave food on your plate?
I may have hidden some of the meat under some salad leaves I left.
So you did leave a little bit of food in your plates.
Mm.
Did anyone else, did you all clean your plates otherwise?
I'm going to say,
Salad.
yeah, I ate the salad, yeah.
Yelena and Terel, you ate all your salad. Terel, you left some of the meat that you were served and you rejected after the whole. Okay, so there was a little bit of meat on your plate, Terel. There was a little bit of salad and meat on your plate, and the remains. Okay. So there's a little bit of a clatter. I just wanted to check and see who cleaned their plates.
I just don't want to get murdered for leaving food or something, Bizarre like that.
How much was there available for Zeke to spill on the floor when he tripped and dropped the plate? So he scraped some stuff back in onto the plate that got knocked to the floor. And you're headed south. Sprinkles staying kind of by the fire with her eyes looking around because Terel gave her a signal to keep her eyes peeled. So you move south. And I think I described before where you can see doors, where you don't see doors. It's I'm sort of irritated at this map. Something has changed where it's really enforcing walls or visible areas because I have part of the map masked. It's not letting me just drag things willy-nilly. I have to follow the lines of the unmasked map to drag things. That has changed. So she leads you into a kitchen area. It seems, again, it's kind of a plain room, and the clucking of the geese. The sound of geese sounds more urgent and outraged now that you're closer. The geese intensify.
They do that.
And if you look around the kitchen, you see it boasts a collection of imposing implements, including a meat grinder. There are crates stacked in the northwest corner. There's kind of a tub that would potentially be used for baths when they're used for baths. Some barrels, firewood, various sacks. You could do a perception check. Or, no, not a perception check, an insight check, because you can see all this stuff. There's some shelves with canned goods on it.
Haha, 20.
Oh, man. Okay, so moonshine cherry for me. And that natural 20 tells you, Kai notices that things like the sacks that would ostensibly be for flour and the canned goods on the shelves, well, nothing's dusty. From peering at it, it looks like there's some age on that stuff. Like there's canned goods, but it's gone a bit murky, like they're past it.
Okay.
The bags of flour, they look pretty old. You see that there is more meat on the stove that has been carved up, different joints.
Does it look goose shaped?
Well, they're different cuts of meat, but it does look to be a large amount of meat. Again, reinforcing this idea that that would have to be a huge goose.
Shit.
So you also notice that the tub doesn't seem to doesn't show any sign that it's been used recently.
What, not even to drown anyone?
Not even to drown anyone.
Nah.
Hasn't been filled in a while. So Marta walks to the west. I mean, she walks to the east. No, she goes to the west first, and she opens it up. I know, this isn't decision. I'm just trying to say, like, showing you her home. What path would she take? But you specifically asked to see the geese, didn't you? So as an aside, she kind of opens the door to the west, and she kind of ushers out to an empty yard, and she shows you it's fairly narrow. It looks just big enough for sprinkles to fit in. Like, she would take up most of the area, and there would have been maybe 10 feet she could move back and forth, but not a lot of wriggle room.
Okay.
And this is where your owlbear could sleep if you were to stay the night. And you see that yard, that instead of a fence, there is kind of like a hedge made out of briars and wicker sticks woven together to form a barrier. And it's a good 10 feet high.
So they like the privacy.
Yeah, it's quite enclosed. You can see the night sky if you kind of like just peer up through the doorway. Make a perception check. Anyone who would like to.
Oh my word.
Oh, somebody else.
There we
wants
go.
to
Lord.
play,
More moonshine cherries.
You can survive.
And it's a good thing One DnD changed the rules, because y'all would have been just drowning in inspirations.
Just wasted inspirations.
Well, I rolled a 1.
Well, so she got. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Terel got one.
Terel get a new one.
Wait. Oh, okay. You don't have 2 yet? Okay.
No, because I used 1 when I got the last one. So
Let me give you 1. Because 2's like the max. So, like, Elena, if you were to roll. Oh, wait. You did roll.
I did roll.
Oh, no. If you were to roll another nat 1 at this point, you wouldn't get another inspiration because 2's the max.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point I was getting to, but like the moonshine cherries are starting to kick in. In more moonshine cherry news, I kept checking and unchecking the same inspiration instead of giving Terrell 2. Yelena,
Yes.
you noticed in the dirt in this western yard a splash of red. Looks like blood.
Mm-hmm.
Looks wet.
Mm-hmm. Fresh.
I bet Yelena is not surprised at all.
He's sort of not, sadly.
Zeke is still taking up the rear of the group, so he's just kind of like hovering in the northern doorway of the kitchen, while Marta has wandered off to the east. She's headed toward the yard with the geese. So they're not looking at you directly, but they're more focused on the eastern door right now.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe they're not cannibals, because that's what my current suspicion is. Maybe they've just got humongous geese out there that they feed people to.
They're dire geese.
Dire geese. You asked to look at the geese.
All
That
right.
would be cannibalism by proxy.
But you do have like a moment. If you want to investigate this blood more, you could like do a survival check and look at the blood.
Yeah, I'll do that. You know what?
Boom.
I'm going to, speaking of inspiration, I'm going to burn one
Okay.
and redo that.
Burn it. Burn it.
I say, might as well use it.
Did that not work? Okay, that's really weird.
It didn't roll
No.
again. But that
That's
is
better.
enough.
Ooh, better.
That is enough that you like kind of sniff at it. You don't taste it unless you choose to. It is human blood in that dirt, and it's fresh.
How big is it?
It's just a splash, like a stray splash. Like you see signs that it looks like someone tried to clean up in here, and it was just a stray splash that your keen gaze picked out that was missed in the cleanup. And it seems like it is only a few hours old.
Mm.
Less than a day.
I want to know what's in the attic.
Marta is opening up the eastern door to the eastern yard, and the geese immediately try to push their way through the doorway. They're clawing, crabbing. They try to bite her, and she swats them away.
So they're not 6 foot tall then?
They're not 6 foot tall geese. They are normal sized geese. In fact,
This
they
is
don't
the-
look to be the size geese that the meat could have come from. There's an awful lot of meat because these are normal geese. And these geese
Okay.
are frantic, and they're here again, they're hissing and they're trying to bite her and get through the door.
So they're scared.
And she's exclaiming, "Oh, they're so frisky! Oh, you might not be able to see very far into the yard here. We could have to keep these geese under wraps. They're just
Now these-
missing their friend."
So they look
What
very
friend?
But
friend.
the one that they've supposedly just fed us for lunch,
Oh.
Yeah.
dinner.
Mm.
Can
Can I
look,
push
these
past?
people look frail, right? But they probably aren't. I bet you
They look frail.
they look frail, but
Yeah.
somebody's dead.
Like they don't look like 100% in health, and they're old.
See, eating human
Somewhat
flesh is bad for
drawn.
you.
Malnourished, yeah.
Yeah. Can I push out past the geese into the yard?
Yeah.
Boom.
The geese,
If-
they keep trying to get in. They keep trying to get in, and when into the house, Marta has shoved them away enough that they reach a certain point in the kind of conflict between them that the geese then try to run away from her, and they kind of hover in a corner, like the southeast corner of the yard, as far away as possible.
Okay.
And you look around the yard, and you can see that. Let me go back into mask mode. You see that there's a little run by the side of the house.
Mhm.
Actually, there was a run by both sides. Trying to take away the mask and push the talk at the same time is really silly. So they're like little runs that maybe about 4 feet wide. About 4 feet wide, just enough space on these runs on the side of the yard for people to walk single file.
Okay.
And as you look around the yard, and the geese kind of like back away, they're like, don't get near us, don't get near us. You can see down the right side of the yard. You can see how it runs alongside the house, and then there's that other door leading off of the house, going inside. But all of the yard seems to be enclosed by that same briar fence gate.
And all I can see is geese. I can't see anything in there that could be antagonizing them, getting them spooked.
No, nothing extra. Nothing. The only things here are you guys and Marta, and Zeke is still hovering in the kitchen, in the doorway.
Okay. I'm gonna turn back and say, well, I guess you're right. They're just frisky geese.
They get so agitated sometimes. I do think maybe they have feelings too. You know, they notice when one of them has gone missing.
Can we take a closer look to the remains of the roast? I say with air quotes.
You notice that there's also a barrel in the kitchen in the corner by the sacks of unused flour. It's covered with a tarp. Potentially, there's some flies kind of circling over top of it. It's potentially a refuse bin.
What did Zeke do with the plates that had the food on? Is he still holding them, or?
They've been taken over to that kind of like kitchen top at the south. There's a table, and they've been piled up for like cleaning up later.
Then I will take the plate with like the food scrapings on them and head over to what looks like the bin, just to see
Marta
if there's an
speaks
excuse.
up. She's like, "Oh no, we'll take care of that. You're the guests. You're the guests. We
No.
insist.
No, you
Don't
fed
we,
us.
Father? We insist, don't we, Father? It would be rude of us to let you do. You're our guests."
Honestly, not at all. You fed us. The least we can do is help you clean up, and I'm going to keep going towards the fly tarp covered whatever.
She stands, she puts her body, and at this point, Geese, like, she doesn't quite close the door fast enough, and a goose makes a break for it. Which, do I actually have any geese? I do!
If not, you could have had a chicken as a substitute, but...
Oh my gosh, I have unruly geese. This is what you call prep. I actually prep. So there's a goose.
Loose about this hoose.
There's an unruly goose in the kitchen now. And it's squawking. It's trying to run. It's trying to run to the hallway. And she stepped in front of you. And what are you doing now at this point with the goose running around and Marta is standing between you and the refuse bin? Zeke is kind of stepping forward as well. I'm going to move you guys all. Oops.
Oh, could Terel do speak animals and ask the goose why it's so upset?
What a great idea!
Terel could speak to Geese.
Terel is going to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move Zeke to here.
I'm going to assume that Kai gave me some kind of just nodding at the goose as if to say, you know.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did that.
So you do speak with animals at this point.
I'm going to speak with animals. I'm going to crouch
speak
down.
With animals. And
Do you know what?
Are you like, what's this thin goose?
What's all this then?
It's like, dude, what's wrong? Why are you
As soon as you cast speak with animals, the squawking of the goose changes into words that are screaming, "Save us! We have to get out of here! Take us with you! Run! It's a trap! They eat everyone!"
I'm gonna what am I gonna do? I'm gonna say, what do you mean, everyone?
They eat people! We're people!
I knew it! I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay, you draw your sword, and Marta's eyes immediately flare this dark green glow. And Zeke, behind you, lets out a howl. His features begin to change.
Of course.
From that of just an old man into some kind of mixture of a bit lupine, but not fully lupine, like part jackal, part man, but he's still bipedal.
Right.
And then you hear Gerhoot squawking coming from the north from Sprinkles. Roll initiative.
I've lost my initiative. Where the chuff is
Me
it?
too.
Oh, actions. There we go. Oh my god, I roll crap. Where is Martha? Is she hidden underneath one of us?
Marta is she should be. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you.
I made them hostile,
there we
so I
go.
gotta reveal them again.
Right.
So yeah, Zeke's behind you. Oh, I gotta roll there now.
Yay, we get to kill them. Well, hopefully.
Okay, so Zeke rolled a 3.
Oh, well, at least I'm not right at the end then. What about Sprinkles? What does she fall under mine or?
Yeah, let me move the Sprinkles to match you.
Love how the Goose is hostile.
The Goose is the Goose is gonna be neutral.
Okay.
Well, the Goose is hostile, but maybe not hostile to you.
Okay.
But the Goose is hostile. Goose is kind of neutral. And what was your 6? Sprinkles is a 6. And oh, Marta, I haven't rolled for her. Ooh, 17. So, first person who gets to react is Kai in this combat. Marta's eyes are glowing green. Zeke doesn't look completely human anymore. And the Goose, you don't know what the Goose has said. Only Terel knows what the Goose has said. But Terel has drawn her sword for some reason, is on the attack.
And is pointed at Marta.
And is pointed at Marta.
Yeah.
Pointed at Marta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shit's going down.
I intuit. Is that a word? Intuit?
Yeah.
Yes.
You draw some conclusions.
That's the word.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it, yeah. And figure that I need to chuck a spell at Marta. But I ain't quite decided what
You didn't
to
like
do.
dinner that much anyhow.
No. I'm going to do Mel's acid arrow. I'm just going to chuck. So
You seem to like that.
I need to do attack, yes?
Yes, I think it is a magic attack roll for Mel's acid arrow rather than a save. Oh,
Jesus Christ.
And you go awry. The acid arrow goes zip, 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 zip. Instead of hitting Marta, it hits the refuse bin, and you hear that barrel start to sizzle. And as the barrel sizzles, there seems to be some gloop, a little bit bloody, a little bit looking nasty, dribbling down the side.
Ew.
Right.
Greasy, brown, bloody gooping down the side from your acid arrow.
And which barrel is that? Is that the one over?
It's in the southeast, just beyond Marta. It's not actually pictured on the map. It's like where the sacks would be, though, next to them, between that and the stove area.
Right. So my spell didn't work, so I'm just going to move away slightly. There. And that's me done, yeah?
I think so. Now it's Marta's turn next. You're right beside her, as is the Goose at this point. She pulls out a pouch of something, some kind of powder or dust, and she blows it in your face, Terel.
Okay.
Let me check something because, of course, I didn't put instructions for what the item does on her character sheet. Oh my god, I didn't write the item either. What the hell? Let me check something else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the delay here.
That's all right. Gives us time to plan.
And maybe I should turn on the spooky music now.
Oh, yeah.
Spooky music. Oh, it's a wisdom saving throw. I'm glad I checked.
Not as good as con, but... Do you want me to roll that now?
Yes.
Oh, you could have landed on that bloody
All right.
13, you git.
So the dust goes in your face, and suddenly you don't feel so good, Terel. Suddenly you're not as tall as you used to be, and your armor clatters to the floor because you have been polymorphed into a goose.
What?
No.
I will change you. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Whether I just change your. I'm gonna move you into. I'm gonna make you a goose now. I'm so confusing myself. I'm confusing myself. What did I do with that goose? Here's that goose. Okay. I am going to. There's a Terel goose now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna move the real you to the side. Oops, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna drag this goose theoretically to you. Oops. Geez, my geese. Now, did you get a goose? And can you move yourself? Because let's see if that setting change actually fixed the problem we were having.
Hang on. Yes.
Yay!
can
Okay, that's
move.
one good thing. So you're a goose now. So as long as you're a goose, you can only make the actions that goose can make. You've lost your
Bloody
armor
hell.
and your weapons temporarily.
Okay.
Now, after she blows the dust on you, makes you to a goose, Marta suddenly bazorps, turns into a green mist and bloops out of sight. Down the hallway. She's no longer in the kitchen. Now it is Terel as a goose's turn. No, wait, is it?
Not if you're going with my
Unruly goose.
Oh, it re-rolled you. Let me change this goose to 6. It's not your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's Elena. Oh wait, did I change the wrong person? You hear blah, 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 blah. Sprinkles is upset about something, and she's making some hooting sounds, and you hear more howls.
All right, so I see Zeke standing there, right?
Yeah. He's slightly covered by the corner. You move to see him straight on.
I'm going to move to see him straight on. I'm going to point blank shoot him. I would like to use the poison arrow.
Sure. So you're still technically 10 feet away. So it's not point blank.
Sorry, that's the wrong thing. Undo that, because I don't know how to play anymore.
Okay, wait, where is he? Where is he?
Let me know when I can roll.
You can roll. You can totally roll now. Oh! I don't like that roll!
Oh, yay!
Yes!
That roll is crap. Okay, another Moonshine Cherry. Critical hit! Natural 20.
All right, so with the poison arrow, so what's the right way to do this? Just do what do I do? +2?
It should, if you drag the... Wait, do you have a entry on your sheet for the poison arrow?
Uh-huh.
When you drag that to him, it should calculate it automatically.
Awesome. So do I just 2d6 poison? Do I have to... Is that in addition to the 1d8?
No, I think it's the actual damage of the poison arrow itself.
Okay.
I think. Gah.
So 10 points.
10 points. I think that is an addition. So go ahead and roll that 8 damage, whatever. And we might need to double that.
Oh, wait, I messed it. I should have. So just roll it again for this go.
Yeah.
Come on, I need to roll back.
I'm not sure that was wrong. Okay, I think the first one... Wait, did the first one not apply? Wait. Let me double check something. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that 12 points was correct, and it applied.
Okay.
So he shouldn't be unconscious, but he is pretty low. Like, you've
He's
bloodied
pretty
him.
low.
You've bloodied
Excellent.
him. Look at these. Actually, wait. He has... Okay, corrected his hit points. I'm going to take off that prone effect. So you've instantly... Poison arrow. Shoot that poison arrow. Bam, bam, bam.
Through his heart.
He is... Yeah, you hit something vital. Even though this doesn't look like completely like the human man that you were having dinner with, you managed to hit something vital, and he looks in bad shape. So you're like, the anatomy's close enough to a man for me.
All right, I'm gonna stand there threateningly. I want to drive him back towards Sprinkles. I want him to be stay in this hallway.
Okay.
Hopefully.
It is Terel Goose's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna look at that other goose and say, did you used to be a person?
Yes. I'm
Are all... Go on.
I just
Sorry.
look up the name. I'm Widow Farrell.
Are all them geese out there people?
I finally, yes, they're all people. I finally accepted an invitation to dinner last week, and they did this to me.
Oh God! Right.
I was rude for turning down the invitation too long.
Is the door to the east shut?
The door to the east is now shut.
Okay, so I can't get
Yeah,
any of
like this one goose was the one who got in while she was distracted with you trying to go over to the refuse bin. So this one goose got in, but the other two are still out in the yard squawking up a storm.
All right. I'm going to look at the goose and say, look, your best chance is to help us try and kill these bastards. And I'm going to run at Zeke.
All right.
I'm going to peck him where I can reach him.
Peck him in the knees.
I'm going to love it if you're the one that takes him down.
I am honking.
Oh, come on, do
18! 18! Goose Terel!
Ah!
Wait a second. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so you nab him, and you're gnawing on him. On his pant leg. But your teeth, they're short enough that they don't seem to be able to nom get through his clothing. And he shakes off any damage.
I honk at him and hiss.
He's I think he would probably react to your honk and hiss normally, but he's looking pretty bad, so he's got a lot of problems right now. So he makes out a little like and he kind of shakes you off of his leg, but he's kind of staggering backward a little bit, or looking like he's leaning back a little bit because of the injuries that Yelena delivered to his person.
Okay.
So he's a bit caught up in that, and not as much on what you tried to do to his leg. The pain is like the gaping arrow wound. Sprinkle's turn.
I am assuming she is being attacked by
I'm
whatever was in the attic.
I'm gonna say Sprinkles is not in view right now. But you hear her anger sounds like she is in combat. It's the sound you recognize from Campfire of her going to town fighting something.
I look at Yelena and go, punk, punk, punk.
said, go for the eyes.
So you're shouting down the hallway, get him, whatever it is, get him!
Yes,
Go,
exactly.
Sprinkle! Alright. Okay, the goose you were talking to, the widow Farrell or whatever her name is, widow Heller, I'm sorry. The widow Heller, Goose, she runs up to, like, around where you and Yelena are, and she tries to bite Zeke as well, or peck him. And she doesn't really have any more success than you do in doing damage to him. But she's trying. She's fighting by your side, goose to goose.
Yay.
It's now Zeke's turn. He's looking a bit, he's looking a little bit stressed. And he looks at, the only person he can see right now is, he sees two geese, and he sees Yelena. And he seems to notice something about Yelena that makes him scoff and frown. So he gazes at you, Terel. You as a goose. And there's something very strange and mesmerizing about his gaze. Make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
You
I feel that's not good, guys.
Yeah, you failed.
Do you still have inspiration?
Oh, that's
I
true.
do still have inspiration. Can I roll again?
Yes, you can.
Ugh!
And that was enough. You shake off. You're feeling, for a moment, the gaze his gaze seems to pierce into you, and you feel a little bit woozy and suddenly quite drowsy on your little webbed feet. Like you could almost just lay down for a nice long nap. And maybe when you wake up, you won't be a goose anymore, and Kai and Yelena will have sorted out this whole crazy mess. But you shake it off, because Sprinkles is in danger. And you resist the effect of whatever Zeke was trying to do to you.
Okay. Does that allow me to do a reaction?
No.
Damn it.
No. But we're back at the top of the combat order, and it's Kai.
Okie doke, I'm gonna do a firebolt at Zeke and see if it works.
He's partially covered right now, so he'll need to move a little bit.
Okie doke. They're alright. I can see him, yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
Natural 20! What?
Yay!
Terel in goose form jumps
All
up
the
and down.
cherry.
Boom, he's got to be dead after that.
Boom!
Yes.
Did you not? The damage must not. It didn't apply directly to him. That's weird. Cause
I did it on him. I
It
did
does say
on
to
him.
Zeke.
It
Does
doesn't
to
say he's
Zeke.
unconscious, and I had removed the condition, so I don't know why I didn't apply it again. That's where. Yeah, he's down. He's down. He's unconscious.
Boom. I'm staying where I am though. So. Well, where's Marta? Do we know? Is Marta there actually there,
Okay.
or has she just disappeared?
Zeke drops, and you see behind Zeke's body, there's Marta, further down the hallway behind him.
Right. My turn's over.
It's Marta's turn. Suddenly, she disappears from view again, changing into mist again. And she reappears behind Yelena, kind of catty-corner to you, Kai. And she pulls out, she has her pouch, and she blows a pouch of the dust at Yelena. Make a wisdom saving throw, Yelena. All right, Yelena, you're turned into a goose.
Oh, joy.
God.
Can you re-roll?
I do. I can burn my last inspiration.
Yes, you can.
Which I really wish I'd thought to do.
I thought of it
After the fact.
That's better.
Hey, that's plenty enough. 21. You do not get turned into a goose. You shake off the effects of whatever the dust, whatever magic she's supposed to do to you. And you see, as she realizes that whatever spells she was casting to turn you into a goose, the polymorph, failing, and that you're resisting, you see her expression kind of shift and bend, and her features twist up and get a little bit more feral, showing that she's not exactly completely humanoid herself, much like Zeke was not completely humanoid. And she snarls, and that's her turn. You hear more snarling and angry sounds coming from the north. You still can't see down the hallway exactly what's happening. This is just me rolling. Oh man. Okay.
Yay.
It's Yelena, it's your turn.
So are all the geese in the yard to the right?
To the right, yes.
I'm gonna go over and open the door.
All right. Marty will get an opportunity attack if you move away from her.
Sure.
She will okay. I'm not gonna do that. So let me do she's just going to bite at you. Like her face shifts and her jaws become more like a jackal, and she snaps at you as you try to move away. She hits with a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Doing 4 damage. So you move to the door and you open it,
Open it.
and 2 goose come running into the kitchen.
I just start yelling, "Geese, come on, get in here! Let's get them!"
Goose run, goose run.
Let's run.
All right, let me add more geese. I didn't quite really plan on that so much, but okay.
Well, that's more fool you. I'm sorry.
I should have realized.
You should have known.
Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I should have realized that
There's
there would
animals.
be, if it was possible to have 4 geese at once on a battle map.
I'm expecting a whole yard full of geese.
I should have realized that this would be a mostly goose combat. Okay. So there's 2 geese side by side by you, Yelena, angry hissing in the kitchen now. 4 geese in this kitchen. Is there anything else you can do this turn? Do you have
Is there
any bonus
anything else?
actions?
Where would those be? I don't.
Well, there's your spells on the last page. Not, isn't that the last page?
Yeah, I got Charm Person. Animal Friendship.
You charm person. Hunter's Mark is a bonus action.
But that's to. Wait. Okay, yeah, I'll use that. Mystically mark it as your quarry until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target. So I'll do that on
So you Hunter's Mark Marta.
Marta, yeah.
Okay. So she's Marka now. I think there's an effect.
So can I drag that?
that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where's that at? All right. So what do I click? Do I just click on it?
Okay, on your action, there is kind of like a magnifying glass to the right on that line. If you expand it,
Uh-huh.
and you go to the effect
Ooh.
icon, the little effect button, and drag it to the creature.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I knew there was something that you had to
Boop boop.
click on.
All right. So I think that's your turn.
Yep.
Terel Goose. I think it's Terel Goose. I thought I changed the name to Terel Goose, but I didn't.
Oh, I think you
I
did.
like
and then it
unruly,
changed
it's
back.
pretty funny.
Yeah. What's my movement speed? 15 feet. 1, 2, 3. That's not going to get me very far. I'm going to attack Marta.
And I'm going to. Well, we'll keep. Never mind. Ignore me. Attack Marta.
Attack Marta. Yes. Or
Okay, you do. You peck at her. But again, you can't manage.
what?
You can't manage to get through. You bit her, but you didn't quite bite her hard enough to get through her clothes, so she doesn't take any damage.
I'm just going to honk at the other geese. Attack!
Okay.
And that's me.
Okay. Sprinkles is she's fighting something. And you hear the sounds like a few little sounds of pain from some kind of like a jackal-like creature. So she's doing damage to something.
Well, at least one of us is. As in between me and Sprinkles, not me and Kai and Yelena.
I just realized I haven't been doing something. All right. So one of the other geese tries to get Marta. And they failed to peck her hard enough as well. We're back at the top of the order. It's Kai again.
Right, okay, so is he unconscious or dead?
He is unconscious and bleeding out. He is making death save.
Okay.
I should probably roll for... Okay. Yeah, he's unconscious.
Right, I'm gonna do Melf's acid arrow at Marta.
Okie dokie. And you hit!
Hey!
With a 15.
Hey!
I'm doing 14 acid damage, and as the magical arrow hits her and the acid sizzles into her flesh, she lets out a snarl.
And I apply an effect to her, yeah, as well.
And she screeches, "You're not nice young people at all!"
Well, you're not nice old people.
What else were you doing?
I put an effect on her for the
next round?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna move away slightly from her.
Okay.
and then I'm done. Yeah.
What was that? Oh, it already did the ongoing damage. Why did it go ahead and do the ongoing damage?
I don't know.
I'm going to make a note. Just in case. Because just in case it rolls next round, we'll take whichever one is higher. Assuming she's alive or whatever. Or you guys are alive or whatever. It's Marta's turn. He Eldritch blasts you, Kai,
Okay.
in response to your acid arrow. But she misses because
Ka-ching.
it, like, you know, the acid, you know, bites in, and she just kind of snarls as she shoots at you, her Eldritch blast, and she shoots wide, and it hits the opposite door for the western yard. That's her turn. Meanwhile, more sounds of battle coming from the other room. All right. One of the geese that Elena led into the room runs forward and tries to chomp on Marta. And rolls a natural 1, so that's another cherry for me.
But the goose gets inspiration.
Goose gets inspiration! Let me make note of that. Inspiration to Goose. Inspire Geese. That sounds like a spell. Inspire Geese. That's so stupid, and yet I'm laughing at it. Oh my god. More sounds of battle coming from the north.
Poor Sprinkles.
You hear Sprinkles gur hoot in pain. The other goose that Yelena let in, it just runs straight for the hallway to the north. It dashes. It's dashing down the hall. Goose run. Yelena, it's your turn.
Let's shoot the spiotch. Oh no.
Oh my god.
No.
That reminds me. You get you get an inspiration.
I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Eat that cherry, that moonshine cherry that I didn't eat before. And while, do you need to move or anything?
That's a good question. No, I want to stay right. Keep an eye on her. I need to take her out.
Okay. And while Terel Goose's turn, I will give you an inspiration. Oh, you gave one yourself. Cool.
Yeah, I know some of these things.
Terel Goose, it is your turn. Okay, so your peck misses.
I'm going to start running off down here.
All right.
Honking as I go.
Wait, were you flanking Marta?
Yes.
All right, so she gets an attack of opportunity, but she doesn't take it.
Okay.
Okay, back to the north. It is Sprinkle's turn. Sprinkle's still just out of your sight. Like, whatever's happening is it seems like it's closer to the western wall, so it's still blocked from your view where you are in the hallway.
Okay.
I'm not rolling really well on Sprinkle's claw attacks, which is the biggie. She keeps landing with her beak attacks, but not with her claws. Let's see. Okay, I have one more thing to roll for. As one of her opponents gets to fight back. Okay, another cry of pain from Sprinkle. Goose tries to bite Marta. The Widow Heller, or whatever. Widow Heller.
I was going to love it if the geese could successfully land injuries on her.
I rolled another natural one, so another cherry for me.
Another goose inspiration.
Zeke makes another death save. And we are back at the top of the order. Kai.
Okie dokie. I've got clear sight of Marta, yeah?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do a firebolt. Hey.
You hit with a 25. Firebolt. Boop. Booping her with fire.
Is she dead yet?
I just realized why that damage went off is it became Marta's turn, and that's why your acid damage happened at that point. It wasn't still part of your turn. She is not dead yet, but she is looking pretty bloody. She's got the caustic acid burns. She's got scorch marks now. She does not look like she's in a good state, and she looks pretty furious.
Right, I'm gonna start heading over to the corridor.
Alright, as you pass her, she gets to make an attack of opportunity on you. And so she shoots an Eldritch Blast in your back. And it hits with a 16. Doing 6 damage.
Right. That's me done.
Let me double check that, because it seems like it's not... it shouldn't have been that much. It shouldn't have been 2 dice. It should be only 3. So give yourself back 3 hit points.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure why that happened. And now it's her turn, and she's going to shoot another one. This time at Yelena. And she hits with a 17. Doing 5 damage. This green smoke zarps you. And that is Marta's turn. There is more action happening upstairs. I mean, not upstairs, but in the other room. More sounds of discomfort from Sprinkle. Peck and Geese, peck Marta. She keeps resisting their damage. The running goose continues running. It runs to the front door, and it's just kind of there because it can't open the door, and it's frantically squawking. at the opposite end of the cabin. Yelena, it's your turn.
I'm going to shoot her again. Come on. That's better.
Yes, you hit
Yes.
with a 25. And you drop her.
Drop her. Yeah.
Yay.
All right. So both Zeke and Marta are unconscious,
Can we
leaving
just
you.
stomp on them now? Just finish them
Stomp on them if you want to stomp.
I want to go poop on her.
off? Oh, because you're a goose.
Goose poop is
goose
nasty.
poop. Goose poop, yeah.
Well,
okay.
Terel, I mean, not Terel. Yelena, you can move now. If you want to go ahead and move down the hallway.
How many can I go? I can't go much more than that, right? Or can I do
Just
10?
1 square north of the Goose.
Alrighty.
And from
Yeah,
where you
I
are,
stomp on Zeke.
you see like one limb, kind of like a brief flash of movement. Something like a tail maybe flickering, waving. But you see, it looks like maybe some kind of animal, possibly. Terel, Goose, you're free to poop.
Well, I could, but I'd have to go back. So I'm going to keep going.
You could poop with advantage. I'd give you advantage.
It's really tempting, but yeah, I just want to check. I want to see what's attacking Sprinkles.
Terel,
Not
Goose.
I can help.
You come squawking, flying down the hallway. Somebody is putting your owlbear in peril. And you see Sprinkles is in combat with 3 jackal-like creatures. Can you see 3? Did I get all 3 of them?
Yep.
Yep.
And it looks like oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna have to scroll back. I'm gonna apply some damage to all of them because for some reason, maybe because they were invisible, I dragged damage on all of her attacks that landed, but it's not showing here. Or is it? No, it's not. So I'm gonna say that she landed technically an attack on every single one of them, but it was like a beak attack, not a not claws. So that means all of them have taken 9 damage.
And then I'm going to yell at that goose in the north. Oi!
So what?
You're going to stay as a goose.
Oh, stay with the goose. One of his jackals looks bloodied. The other 2 are still healthy enough. And you look at Sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
She is also bloodied.
Okay.
Fighting 3 against 1 versus these jackal creatures. And I guess that's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you see Sprinkles, she's attacking them again. So she honks with her beak at one of them and hits. Oh, this is weird. This is like another change that's happened. I see why it's not working now, and okay, I get it. Okay. So maybe she hasn't done any damage to them. I'm sorry. I think I misinterpreted the nature of these creatures.
But surely if they've resisted, they just take half damage. They don't take no damage whatsoever.
That's what I was thinking, but the way that this is interpreting is it's not, they're not taking damage from her natural beak attacks. which would be a piercing attack of a natural variety.
Okay.
So you see she's been fighting. She lands a good solid peck with her beak, but this jackal creature doesn't seem to be affected by it. Oh, I forgot to check something, but okay. One of the jackals swings at Sprinkles but misses. Goose, the widow Terel, goes running down the hallway now too. She did poop before she left on Marta.
Good.
One more death save for Z. And we are back at the top of order with Kai.
Right. Right.
Now remember that the square things are posts.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't move anymore, can I?
I don't remember where you started. You could dash and not do an attack.
Yeah. Okay.
But right now, it's unless you did a magic missile, and I hate to say that post is blocking most of your spells.
Yeah. I'll just dash up to there.
Okay, you run like a goose farther north into this room.
Honk honk. Yeah.
And you can see there are 3 jackal-like creatures.
Yeah.
All looking pretty hardy, fighting poor beleaguered Sprinkles, who does not look in great shape.
Oh, and that's my turn.
Okay, when the jackals bites at Sprinkles, does 5 more damage, but she's still standing. Goose running down the hallway. They're kind of like all hovering by the door. Another of the jackals bite at Sprinkle, but misses. Yelena, it's your turn.
Okay. So if I go right here, do I have a line of sight over the table to these guys?
You do. The table isn't so tall that it blocks your vision.
All right,
these creatures. Or actually, how tall are they? They are jackal-like creatures, so they're going to be like not much taller than a coyote. So I'm going to say the table is blocking. It gives partial cover. So be -2 to hit anything. There is a button in the bottom left where it says advantage, disadvantage, +2, -2. So click -2 for any attack roll. But it makes no difference. You hit with the 23. So you do, you drop that jackalware. It happened to be a jackalware that only had 11 hit points.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
It only had 11 hit points, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that jackal off the map. And Yelena, your hunter's mark is still active. You can use your bonus action to move it to another creature.
Okay, I will.
To just drag that effect to another target.
So number 2. All right, I think that's all I can do.
Okay. Terel Goose. You do you, Goose.
One, two. I'm just gonna hop on the table and try and distract the jackals.
Make an athletics check as a goose to see if you can hop on this table.
Is that
He's got
Dex?
Wings.
Yeah,
There's
do
wings.
do a strength check.
Oh shit! I hit the wrong one. Hang on. Oh, but that was awesome. Ha ha!
But hey,
Nice.
you're a goose with adrenaline. You hop up on that table, no problem. You use like one of the chairs. Actually, you don't even use one of the chairs. With a 17, you just like, this is like CrossFit. You just jump up onto that box, that table box, with your full strength, and you're a goose on a table.
It's not a very good goose honk, but you get the idea.
But you have a clear view. You have a clear view of these two jackal things attacking your owlbear friend.
That's all I can do.
Sprinkles. You can act for Sprinkles now. I'll stop doing it. Do I need to... let me drag her to you again.
I mean, I've got a thing up, so...
Okay.
Okay.
So you take over Sprinkles.
Yep, I'm going to attack this one. And as soon as I do it, it's shit.
She gets a multi-attack, yeah.
Ooh, better.
There we go.
Didn't that pop up? I rolled a 15. Oh, bloody hell. No, sorry. It's me, it's did. Damage.
She slashes her claws across these jackals. And you see, like, even though that these claws seem to dig into the flesh of these jackals, that there seems to be something otherworldly that reacts to this natural damage from her natural claws, and the wounds immediately closed and are resisted from this her claws, which are a non-magic thing.
Okay, I am going to extend my wings, flap them, hiss, and look at Kai, and then look at the jackals, and then look at Kai, and look at the jackals.
She's looking at you, Kai. This is the jackals. The jackals are still they're pounding away at Sprinkle, because it's mainly Geese and a big bad hunter with a bow. Oh, and then there's Kai in this room, and a bunch of geese.
Kai comes at the bottom of the goose. And
Oh yeah.
That's all right. Just as long as he knows where he is, it's fine.
And hits.
Oh
Hits Sprinkle. Sorry, this is me being clumsy. Doing 4 more damage. Sprinkles doesn't look super great. There's a goose. The geeses are still going at the. We're back to Kai.
Right. I shall do magic missile on the one that I can see. Well, the one that's nearest to me, anyway.
But there's nothing blocking you now, so you could cast anything.
And there's
Okay.
no there's
So you
no...
you magic missile that jackal aware.
So I get 3, yeah?
Yeah, do damage. You can attack. That damage lands on any of the jackals that you want them to land on. Alright, so you do 5 force damage to one of them.
Well, I've done... That's my second one, so I did...
2 on the first one.
Do you get 3? You get 3, right?
Yeah, get 3. Yeah.
Okay. So 7 damage so far. 9 damage
Another
total.
Hmm.
And that jackalware is looking pretty thumped.
Okay.
The equivalent of bloodied, but like it's all been forced. They look bruised and beaten from your force damage. Your spell did do damage to them.
And that's me done.
Okay, the jackalware looks pretty damaged. It risks an attack of opportunity from Sprinkles because Sprinkle doesn't seem to be able to damage it. And it runs up to you, Kai, because you just hurt it in a non-nice way. It hits you with a 16. And does 11 damage. And that is that jackal's turn. Yelena, you're up.
So I just did it. Did it not do the damage?
It did 6.
damage. It did 6 damage.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Because your bow, you think, oh, my bow is magic. It gives a some spice to your arrows.
Yes. That's all I can do right now,
Terel
right?
Goose.
Yeah.
Terel Goose. So you see poor Sprinkles has been doing her best trying to peck and slash at these creatures. Just like you were biting at Zeke and Marta before, and nothing you did as a natural creature seemed to be doing any damage. You're on a table. You're what? You're waving your wings and hissing and squawking.
Yeah, I'm just trying to distract the jackals. I mean, I can't attack them. They're not going to. It's not going to do anything. I'm assuming Sprinkles can't understand me.
She just hears you honk. But you could, yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, do whatever you think might be helpful to you, or to figure out the nature of your. Hey, you can do an Arcana check. It's gonna be pretty high because you're not a wizard, but you can make an Arcana check.
All right, hang on.
Oh, it's 17.
Is that enough?
All right, that is actually what the DC was. So you don't know much about magic per se; it's not your thing. But you do know, usually with polymorph spells or wild shape from your druid parents, and sister, you know that when they're wild shaped, if they take damage, when they get to 0 hit points in their wild shape form, they transform back into themselves with whatever hit points they have left.
All right, I commit Harry Carry and run at that jackal.
Or there's also a burning fire behind you as well.
Ooh, even better. I run into the fire.
Ow.
Okay, you hop off the table, run into the fireplace, and set yourself on fire.
Yep.
And as soon as you take 4 hit points of damage, like 4 kittens worth of damage, your goose form poofs. And your Terel standing in the fire. Now, you do have your whatever unarmored damages, because all of your equipment is back in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
But you are back to yourself.
Oh, thank God for that.
With
right.
minus 4 hit points.
So that was
Oh,
movement,
wait, I can't
yeah?
remember, though. I'm going to leave you as is just because I don't have time to figure it out.
Okay, but that was just movement, yeah?
That was just movement. So
Right.
let me put
So
you
can I
back.
do an action?
So annoying. Okay, you're here.
Right. I'd like to.
You can do an action.
I want to do lay on hands on Sprinkles.
All right. So yeah, you can move up to Sprinkles and lay on hand. And let me just look at you. So yeah, all of your gear is in the other room, but your armor class will be 11 right now,
Okay.
and your attacks will be hand to hand, unless you grab something.
Okay. Well, that's all I can do at the moment, anyway.
Okay. So I'm gonna skip over Sprinkles. How many hit points did you heal on her?
5. It's reduced it, I think, because she was on 37 and then she went down to 32 wound, so it applied it automatically.
Okay, I went back then. Okay, so that was your turn. Another jackal has the one that's still next to Sprinkle, still attacking her. Oh wait, no, it's not doing that. Never mind. It is attacking her. It's just not doing it with advantage like anymore, like it had before. And it misses. Okay, Crazy Goose is by the door. Kai. It is your turn again.
Okay, I'm gonna do acid splash on the one that's in front of me.
Alrighty.
Oh,
14
he
did not
failed the
hit.
DC.
Oh, it failed the DC?
Coolio. Mm.
Oh, I see. Yes, failed the DC. So do your damage.
Hey.
Woo! And you drop with a burst of acid. You drop that jackalware. I mean that jackal-like creature.
Super. Right. Yeah, and I'll just stay where I am. So yeah, that's me.
So there's one left. And I'm not going to have the goose do anything, so it's going to be Elena's turn.
Can I get up on the table? Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah, jumping on the table is going to be athletics or acrobatics.
Or you could get turned into a goose and then it's easy.
That's right. That's which one? We'll do it. We'll do athletics.
All right. So you try to do what geese do and jump up on that table, but you trip on the chair and you stumble and you take 1 bludgeoning damage.
Oh god, I'm kind of low. I didn't realize I was low.
Or actually, let me take that back. You don't take damage, but you have half your movement at this point. Like you can't move anymore. So you're like just by the table.
All right, I'm gonna shoot Jackal. Where 3? I guess with at disadvantage.
With a -2, not full disadvantage.
Sorry, -2.
And you hit with a 22.
That.
All right, 7 damage. That's the first damage that this jackal took.
Yeah, he's fresh.
Skipping Sprinkle. Back to Terel.
Can Terel grab my short sword off of me?
Yeah, you could totally hand your short sword to Terel.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Thank you. I was going to use a stool.
Now, It's +5 to hit, 1d6 +3 piercing is what mine
Let
says.
me I can put a short sword in your inventory. Apparently, there is no space.
I've got a lot of stuff. Although it's all back in the kitchen. So,
Yeah.
got it.
Alright.
I'm going to attack that damn thing.
You hit with a 23.
Nice.
Oh, god damn it!
You know, the base sword doesn't do anything, but you have other things.
Oh
AKA,
shit, I should have. Yep, I should have done that.
You can add on a smite to your sword hit.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you
right.
can use the spell and smite if you have any smites.
I do. I have. I'm going to do searing smite. So, do I do the effect or the cast? Or, no, the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Shit, I don't know how to.
You would drag the damage. Let me look at you.
Do I drag the damage?
Where it's no, where it's
Oh, hang on. Damage myself, I think. Go on. Because I tried.
you do the save on the
Save. Right.
They failed to save,
Okay.
so then you drag the effect to them.
Still rolls a 1.
But it's more than 0.
This is true. Yes.
Oh,
Hang on. I've got an effect.
yeah, try that.
Okay. That is me.
All right. Now it's that jackal's turn, and it's going to attack you. But you've pulled their attention away from Sprinkles, and they miss.
Yay.
Kai, back to you. This is round 8. Holy cow!
Right, I'm gonna do.
Because we brought the geese in.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
Gonna do.
They weren't effective, were they? They just ran for the door.
I know, I expected something more impressive and more hilarious.
They couldn't really do anything because of these creatures. Just basically poop, shit, and squawk.
I thought there was this mass crowd of them out there. I was expecting an onslaught.
Swarm of
Aw.
geese.
Ah!
Oh, fireball!
Hey, hang on
missed.
at 19.
Yeah, it sure did.
No.
Oh,
Damn it.
but you know what? You still have an inspiration.
I do. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Oh.
Oh! But that hits! A 12 hits!
Shit, bloody hell.
Ooh.
A 12 just hit.
Oh,
But you do 3 damage. It's still standing. You just barely scratch it in the arm with your firebolt, but it singes it. You smell
Right.
like burning fur.
Lovely. Medium.
And at this point, oh, never mind. Blue, Yelena. You're up.
Let's see. Let me just get a direct line on this sucker. I'm assuming if I'm right there, I can hit him directly.
Yeah, you have no penalties for shooting him now.
Nice.
And you hit with a 13.
There we go.
Woo! And that arrow,
Yes.
this time, without the table blocking your viewpoint, you shoot this last jackal creature right through the eye and drop him.
Yay.
So combat complete. The cabin falls into silence except for the kind of worried whimpering. And now if you look around the room, you see that the door, the path to the attic, that door is open. So these creatures came down from the attic. You're able to detect. But the creature's defeated. That's where we're going to end this session. You can like further explore or just leave, loot the bodies or whatever. Next time,
I'd like to go around and hit all the geese so they turn back to who they were.
Kill all the geese so they turn back.
Yep.
let me make a note.
I was going to suggest we throw them in the fire.
Yeah. Like, be like, what?
It's like, we're gonna save you. Woof.
You smack each of the geese, just enough to do 1 hit point of damage. And each one of these 3 geese poofs back into a person. One of them is a little old woman, the widow Heller. There seems to be a soldier-like guy who's fairly snowy and buff, young, and has really good posture. And then there's kind of a middle-aged gentleman with a little bit of a paunchy tummy. Oh, and the thing that I forgot to say is, because you got polymorphed into a goose and then switched back, all of you guys who were polymorphed are naked because your clothes fell off.
Well, I gathered that, but I was just not gonna bring it to anyone's attention just yet.
Yeah. So you're naked.
I'm gonna.
But hey,
so
we're all professionals.
You've saved 3 people. I will also say we will reconvene with this next session. I will also say that you can take level 5 for next session. Now that you have successfully completed this combat.
Drew it.
Level 5. I was going to say something like, level 5 of Paladin does get multi-attack.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if you want to take that into account with your druid plans. If you want to take druid, by all means, multi-class.
I'll have a read up.
But in case it's tempting enough, that's a consideration. And the other thing is, I just wanted to double check. Of course, I didn't bring my phone with me. I left it in the other room. The next time we play, November 19th is the next time we play.
Yeah, that's fine with us. We haven't got anything on. So.
Like the Saturday before American Thanksgiving. Roses and Thorns. Does anyone have anything? I feel like...
No, I think that was pretty fun.
I think that you do the creepiest old person ever.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I guess the disadvantage is like that kind of clued us in kind of immediately that something was really wrong.
Well,
yes.
Well,
but it was very effective.
Yes.
I did want it to be creepy because this is Ookie Spooky Month.
And I also, as a fawn, I want to say that as soon as combat started, I had a fucking plan, and then you turned me into a damn goose.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, definitely. I didn't really think about you having inspiration.
I did think about that after going 1 round. I was like, oh no.
It really did help. It really did help. Here's the thing, the confusion. Now, I'm mad at myself. A thorn at myself is this whole resistance thing. Because the way I originally interpreted it is that, they were only supposed to take half damage. But I think because of the nature of these creatures, I think they're actually supposed to, be impervious like shadows are to certain types of damage that aren't magical.
Right.
So that's a little confusing line, and I'm irritated myself that I did not know for certain before we started. Because I went into it thinking it was just half damage, and the game wasn't treating it like that. So I don't know if this is something that has changed in Fantasy Grounds Unity versus Classic, or if that was really just because the creatures were the creatures that they are. And that's on me. That's my bad. That's my lack of being awesome. But or all-encompassing DM knowledge kind of situation.
You've lifted your button again.
Yeah, I figured it would take the entire session for you guys to investigate and deal with these things. Even though I really, really, really was hoping we would be able to do investigation afterwards, or at least, or maybe you would have just left and met up with the rest of the party or something. But
Oh no, we're gonna loot the house.
Oh yeah,
But
we're going to totally look around.
I
Yeah.
was kind of hoping we would have a little bit more looting time left in the session. So it took about half an hour longer than I expected. But I feel good that it was like closer time management than I had in previous games.
As far as leveling up, do we just want to get on early next time and do it, or
Yes, and I will
Okay.
have. I mean, you can always try earlier in the week too, because I will probably have Fantasy Grounds open throughout the week before we play, trying to frantically do prep and stuff.
okay,
Okay.
cool.
Since
Okay.
I expect you might reach Succumber, maybe. I don't know how long you're gonna loot, but it's possible you'll actually reach Succumber, which means I need to actually prepare for that.
I'm trying to imagine us getting back to the caravans. Like that was a mistake.
Don't go into that village.
I'll go in
It's
there.
shit.
Let's just.
Uluvin is shit.
Let's
Nobody
go.
needs to go to Uluvin
Let's
ever. It's
Ever.
a dump.
Graffiti's a sign on the way out.
Yeah.
Never mind unkind. It's shit.
It's I mean, all you have to do. Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes
Go
were
back
made.
now.
Does anybody have anything
See.
else they want to offer? Roses or
No.
thorns? I
enjoyed that. I
no
did enjoy
order.
that. It was a good session.
Yeah, so I hope it was a little bit ooky spooky and the combat was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I knew as well. I knew that a polymorph character, if they go to 0 hit points, I should have thought of that sooner to check. God damn it!
That's why I finally
Anyway.
made an Arcana check on it.
Yeah. As soon as you
Because-
said it, I'm like, I knew that. Why the hell did
I felt bad that you can do anything as a goose. And here again, I would have done something to these creatures to at least allow half damage, I think, had I realized beforehand. Because I did expect, like Kim said, I expected the geese to be able to do a little bit more than they got to do. So I'm a bit sad about that. But I like that somebody got to, I succeeded in polymorphing somebody into a goose. I have to say I'm happy about that.
Thanks. I'm really glad you're happy about that.
I'll also say that if you guys if there had been a wipe, if everybody had gotten dropped, you would have woken up as geese in the yard and had to like contend with that in the aftermath of like it would have been really like Goose Run, like escape as geese kind of situation. Okay, well I'll let you go. We've run like half an hour late.
No, that was great. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. And thanks to any 2.8 people who might have dropped in and watched.
Or may watch in the future.
Or may watch in the future. May see this on YouTube. Hi, welcome.
All right, see you later, guys.
All right.
See
See you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.